I'm here at the Nordic Film Days in Lübeck, and my guests are the two producers of the opening film, The Last Viking, Sidsel Hybschmann and Sisse Graum Jørgensen. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Perfectly.
Okay.
Perfect. You're almost sounding.
Before we dive a little bit deeper into the making and producing of the film, can you tell our viewers just in a few words what the film is about?
How to put it into brief? It's about two brothers where one has had a long prison sentence and he comes out of prison and he wants to basically go and find the loot. And he told his brother to hide it for him, only his brother has had some complications and is now not exactly aware of where the loot is. So they venture back to their parental home to explore and to see if they can find it, more or less.
The film is written and directed by Jensen, and I love all his previous films, and I also love this one. So, since there are still many people who don't know what the job of a producer is, can you shine some light into your work regarding this film?
We work at a production company in Denmark, Therapie. Therapie has been around for about 30 years, and we primarily work with directors with a very significant voice or artistic voice, like Jensen, who come up with original ideas for their films, who normally write the script themselves and direct, as Anders Thomas also do in this case. So we are here, Sidsel and I, to support the original vision of the directors and make them alive, make their ideas come alive. Understood like we are we are in control of the budget, time frame, but also as, of course, partners for Anders Thomas to make the best films and give the best facilities for him to come out with his vision. And then we are very much, we're into the production, of course, but also very much into the marketing of the film in Denmark, the home country of the film, but also selling and get the films out internationally to film festivals, etc., like we are now here in Lübeck. Yeah. So many different phases, many different aspects.
But there's both a creative side where you sort of help the vision come to life, but there's also the more sort of logistical side, assembling the team and getting everything to work in real life, so that providing the framework, if you will. Yeah.
When you first read the script, what were your initial thoughts?
I just really loved it. I think it's just incredibly funny. It's super original. It's outrageous and absurd and very clever. There's so many layers, and the way that he's able to both give it texture and sort of have such a wide range of characters, and yet all of them are whole characters with lots of different aspects to them. And then he also has a point. He has a very clever way of reflecting the world we live in and some of the challenges we face in our sort of everyday lives.
And then we were thinking, where should we find the house?
Yeah, that was a major thing. That was a major thing.
Yeah.
That was,
Which is a location, but also almost like a character in the film.
Yeah, it's also where we spent like 80% of the time. So that was a huge thing.
And where did you find that house? Because, as you said, it's incredibly beautiful.
Yeah, we were actually searching for the house for a very long time, but we couldn't find the exact place. So we built it in the forest, beautiful forest of Sweden. So we built it there. So we could shoot interior, exterior in the house, and had for Anders Thomas to make it exactly how he wanted it, and also to get like full control of the set, so to speak. So we were building the set on location in the forest in Sweden, and beautiful.
Once
location.
we had done searching, because there was the thing about Sweden is they have an abundance of gorgeous locations, but we wanted something that felt remote, and the places that are remote and in gorgeous locations are also so remote that you can't actually get to them, and with the crew and come back to where we would be able to stay and everything. So I think after a prolonged search in Denmark and Sweden, primarily, we just thought, okay, let's look at this differently. So.
And is it still standing, or did you have to tear it apart after the shoot?
Yeah, it's kind of like when a kid has a sick dog and the parents say it's off to greener pastures and there's this farm. It's a little bit like that. There's a guy who bought the house and maybe some of it is still standing, but he moved it, so it's in a different location and we don't know exactly how much of it survived. But but the rest was handled in a very environmentally friendly way.
And for us, it was just important that it was like it got used again.
Yeah. So everything has been repurposed, and a lot of the materials that went into the build were also already used materials, so that it would be a more sort of environmentally friendly build.
That's a wonderful thing. And where did you shoot exactly?
It's in Västra Götaland in
Alingsås.
Yeah.
Very close in the forest around a city in Sweden called Alingsås.
How do you manage to keep a film on schedule, budget-wise and time-wise? Do you have some practices that you use, or?
Well, you have a lot of meetings, and you discuss a lot of, take a lot of precautions. You make sure you have the right people who are holding the reins, and you keep on top of it, I would say.
Yeah, but it's not an easy task.
No.
No, but I think it's fantastic to work with Anders Thomas, as you said before. I mean, this is Anders Thomas' sixth film, and so he's experienced. He worked with the crew, many of the people around him. He's worked with many times before. Some of the best people that you can work with out of the Nordic countries. So highly experienced crew who knows to get the best out of the time and the money available for a film. So I think this has been a great experience, actually. And we have also been really lucky. Sometimes you get struck by bad weather or things happening. But this film actually went very smooth.
The first day of filming in Sweden, we had a huge lightning and rainstorm. And I didn't have that much experience with lightning, so I just looked out the door, and there was this, it was like Thor had sort of, just thrown his hammer. It was just like Gandalf waving his staff. There was this thing that just went into the ground, like just outside the door of the office we were in. And all the Swedes were just like carrying on. Like they didn't even look up, and the Danes were like, oh! So one of the Swedish production managers just very quietly went, oh, it works. And it turned out she had put these sort of lightning things on the roof so that she knew that we wouldn't get hit by lightning, it would be diverted. And they also knew how to, for safety, how to go about it with the crew. And the lightning did strike one of our huge cables that were going into the house, actually right next to the house, that was split open by this much. And I was just like, oh, this is day one, what's going to happen? And that was the only day we had bad weather. So the rest of it was
and
just...
nothing happened.
And nothing happened.
And
it was, it was just perfect. Yeah, there was a bit of rain here and there, and, there's always something with sound when it rains. But I think in general we were very fortunate.
Very, very fortunate.
That's lovely to hear. As you said, Centropa is a real Danish production powerhouse, I would say. So if I would start reading out all these films that you and the company produced, I think we will probably still be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, how do you choose which film to produce? Do filmmakers present their films to you, or their scripts to you, or do you actively look for stories and talents?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, both, I would say. Yeah. But we have very strong working relationships with directors that we've been working with for many years, which we are very thankful about. We have also now, we work with talent who also work abroad, but they tend to both work abroad and work with Central in Denmark at the same time, and we're very happy with that. So many of our films are very director-driven projects, but also we look for projects. Some years back, we did a crime series called Afdeling Q.
Department Q.
Department Q. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
We made 4 films, which were based on some very popular books in Denmark, and also actually here in Germany, and by the author Jussi Olsen. Then we're very, very happy about these films as well, which is another kind of projects compared to the more director-driven projects. So absolutely both. Yeah.
Saw them all and liked them all.
Yeah.
So. When you produce a feature film debut of a first-time director, what are the requirements they have to bring with them?
Well, somebody who seems to have a voice, like somebody who's driven with something to say, and somebody who has a story, mainly, I would think. So yeah, but the directors are very different. There's not a mold for them at all. I think they don't look alike. They don't sound alike. Their skills are very different. But I think it's always somebody with a passion and an urge or a need to tell something and convey something.
So, for example, if someone comes to you with no experience in the film industry, without ever having attended a film school, but telling you that he or she has got an idea and really wants to tell something, what would your reaction be like?
Well, first of all, I would tell them to maybe try to find a project that could work as a short film, to try it. I think you probably wouldn't throw somebody in at the deep end and just go straight into a feature film. But yeah, and then you would help them out. You would probably join forces with some more experienced creatives to guide them and help them. They would need more support, obviously, in the whole development phase.
When I talk to directors, there's one thing I hear the most, is that it's getting harder and harder to get a film financed. Do you share that impression?
It depends on the film.
Of course.
I think.
It has never been easy, I
No.
think. It has never been easy, but it is, it seems that as it's getting more difficult, I mean, also within the last 3-5 years, we've also experienced it on our films. Many prices has gone up, salaries has gone up, the financing, the level of financing in the market is stable or more or less the same in many territories. So there's less money to produce for it, which I think makes it more difficult.
We have to be more efficient with the
Yeah.
money that we have, and I think a lot of the artists are frustrated by that, because the one thing that everybody wants more of is time, but time is so expensive.
Yeah.
So that's, and I think the one way to counter that is, that's also a balance, but to plan very well and to give perhaps a little bit more time for the development, to make sure that you're in the best possible shape for shooting. But it is grueling. It is, yeah.
But it's true, you have to be so efficient. I mean, even established film directors who's made a couple of films or more, they also feel that there's less time, less shooting time, because all budgets are under huge pressure. So efficiency is really the key. And as Sidsel said, it's very important with the preparation, with to really prepare everything into detail, to be as efficient as possible when the camera is rolling. Yeah.
When we get back to the last Viking, just hypothetically, would you have done anything different if you had endless time, endless money? Or would it still be the same film?
I think actually now we're speaking about huge pressure on the productions, on the shooting plans, and I think this film we would have loved to have some more time. This film was also very, very packed, and we were very busy. We succeeded, but it was we had quite.
But we didn't. Sometimes, if you're really pressured for time, and if the days go over or whatever, you would end up in a situation where you would have to discuss dropping scenes, and we didn't drop anything. So we actually managed to film everything within the time frame that we had. So I think that the more time would have gone into more or less the same, but perhaps a little bit few, like just the ability to have more takes, I think would have been greatly appreciated all around. But other than that, yeah.
I think the film is perfect the way it is. So.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's something that we weren't able to do that we would have liked to do, and it's probably Franz Thomas to answer that. But sitting here, I can't recall anything that he was denied.
Oh, that's lovely to hear. Let's wrap up our little talk with a quick look into the future. What are your next projects? What can we expect?
Oh, actually, we don't have any projects in development right now, but we will hopefully soon, because we have been so busy with this film. I mean, a film like this, has been traveling. It has been in Venice. It had its opening, international opening in Venice, and has been in Toronto and been traveling to various festivals like Now We Here. And we have had quite a big opening in Denmark, worked intensely with the campaign for the film in Denmark. We have now, we are on our 4th week in the cinemas in Denmark.
It's going well.
And it's going, it's going really well. We just about to cross 600,000 soon, hopefully, which is quite a big number for Denmark with almost 6 million people.
Yeah.
So it's going really well. But we've been so busy. These films, these bigger Danish films, it's a lot of work, and also it should have a lot of focus. So now we have to figure out what to do.
We have some ideas, but we can't say anything.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the film will be doing good in Germany as well. So thank you very much for your time. Good luck for the German premiere tonight, and
thank you.
Hope to see you again sometime.
Lovely to be here.
Hope to see you too.
Thank you.